this is one of those things that once you see it, you can't unsee it. But basically, the animals that show up on clothes for boys and clothes for girls are completely different.
On my notes upstairs, by the way, before you say this, on my notes upstairs, I've literally highlighted it and put mind blown next to it. I'm 10 years into this. My mind is blown by the way that you're going to describe the animals for boys and girls.
Okay, so for boys, the top animals that you're likely to find are sharks, the T-Rex, and wolves. Mm-hmm. And for girls, it's rabbits and llamas, and then sort of little animals like guinea pigs. And the key thing about these is that what you'll see on boys' clothes is predators, and what you see on girls' clothes is prey.
That is just like literally, once you've said that, I'm just, There's no rabbits on my kids' clothes.
No, it's really hard. I mean, my son loves rabbits. It's really hard to find a rabbit on a standard T-shirt.
I imagine Bowden do some nice. Bowden or Jules will do nice rabbits for boys.
Yes, they do. I mean, just nice animal, sweet animals. They also do some very good guinea pigs. Another favourite in our house. But and
Frugy.
And Frugy, that's it. So it's not that they don't exist. It's that if you go into any high street shop.
And accessible clothing, actually, because we've just said two brands that are a little bit more expensive. Mm-hmm. So whereas if you're going into a supermarket and getting your things from George or F&F or anything like that.
Which have got very lovely designs, but lovely. You will find that division is really clear. And it's not just that they're predators and prey. Obviously, little kids don't know that. They don't know anything about that, but it's the way that they're depicted. So you'll see that animals on boys' clothes tend to have teeth out, often have claws. I mean, we once got given a dinosaur T-shirt that was so terrifying that my son literally hid it in the back of the cupboard. He was like, I'm not going anywhere near that. It was so frightening. So they are frightening images. Like they're fierce, they're wild, and literally they're wild animals. Whereas the things that you'll see in the girls section tend to be domesticated, so like pets. They tend to be depicted as cute. They're often like sitting around. Yeah. They've got their eyes shut. They're smiling, or nearly always smiling. And so it's not just what the kids see by that. So when you buy them that, it's not just that they see they're wearing something fierce or something cute. It's how the adults treat them. How differently are you going to treat a kid without meaning to? Like, none of this stuff is our fault. Like, we have associations. So without meaning to, if you see a kid wearing a big, fierce T-Rex, all teeth and claws, and you see a kid wearing a rabbit wearing a straw hat with florals on it, you're going to treat them differently. You're going to something in you is going to make a set of assumptions about them, regardless of their gender, actually, by that thing. And I think that once I saw that, I thought, I don't like this. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see my son as fierce and wild and dangerous, even though sometimes he might be fierce and wild and dangerous. And I don't want my daughter to only get the option of
cute and fluffy. Cute and fluffy.
She's not a naturally cute and fluffy person for a significant proportion of the time. That's not her personality. Yeah. The other thing that I've noticed in kids' clothes is like the boys' clothes, that question that you had about why they're so dull. So that when you were talking about the expressive, wanting to be able to express yourself through your clothes. So, you walk into the supermarket or high street shops or wherever, and it's nearly always divided. And the girls' section is like pink, but you also get loads of other colours. Mm-hmm. And the boys' section is nearly always what I call sludge. You get navy, you get khakis, you get maybe a burgundy. Yeah. Let's go wild.
And then white and black.
Yeah. And also there's no reason for that. I think boys' clothes are often more practical. Yeah. So they tend to be cut a bit bigger. So if you take a T-shirt from the boys' section and you get the same size in the girls' section, you'll find that the girls might be tighter cut shorter.
Almost like they're almost giving them fitted clothes at such a young age.
Yeah.
I love a post that you actually wrote about it, about a girl's T-shirt. Okay, so let's make it shorter, and then let's add a frill around the bottom, a frill around the arms, a frill around the neck, a frill around the sides. Why not?
Yeah, just frills everywhere. Just want it really tight and short and frilly.
I find it fascinating as well what you've said about remembering it's an industry. And if you have girls' clothes and boys' clothes, you aren't handing your girl's clothes down to your boy, or your boy. Well, you're more likely to hand your boy clothes down to your girl, but that's not happening as much. So basically, if you've got a one of each, you're literally spending double the money.
That's it. Divide the market, and then you get 2 bites of the cherry, right? You get to sell it twice. So that's the only reason to do it. There's no reason, because you could just have it all together and choose whatever would interest your kid. And all of the things that we've mentioned could interest any kid, in my mind.
Yeah.
The other thing that I notice about it is the safety aspect. So for swimwear, for coats, for all of these things, wear a bright colour keeps your kids safe. Mm-hmm. Like, wouldn't it be better for all swimwear to be in bright neons, pinks, orange, yellow?
I saw the thing that you did about swimwear, actually, and about how if they're in sort of murky, what can you see your child in? If they're in the swim pool and they're in danger, maybe they've gone under, what can you see them in?
Yeah.
And it's neon.
It's neons, and it's pinks and oranges. And yet, if you go and look at the swimwear for boys, it is nearly always blue. Mm-hmm. And that is the hardest thing to see. It's really hard to see in a blue pool, especially if the water is like choppy on the top.
Yeah.
And if you are in open water, so not in a pool, I mean, visibility is bad, but neon is what shows up.
Yeah.
So obviously there's nothing safer than your eyes on your kid, right? But wouldn't it be better if we just gave the option for all of the swimwear to be in bright colours?
Yeah. And that's it, isn't it? It's the option. Mm-hmm. Because at the moment, there isn't an option.
Yeah. And boys, the other thing is that it cuts both ways, these things. So girls' swimsuits are often like women's swimsuits. And that's not necessarily very sun safe. So you go into the girls' section and you'll see, little vest tops, maybe a bikini. And in the boys' section, you'll see a full suit. Comes down to the arms, comes down to the knees. And that is so much more recognised for boys, sun safe, yes, than it is for girls. So there's all these things. Like all kids should have the option to be seen in the water. All kids should have the option to be sun safe.
Yeah.
And then coats, all kids should have a winter coat that means they can be seen in the dark. I mean, I just think it's madness that boys could only wear a navy or black coat.